It's 9:30 Tuesday morning. June 24th. Time for coffee on the porch. I'm Eric. We're here in the studio because it's freaking hot outside. You're popping in quick today, y'all. I think you get here quicker on Facebook, on Substack, I think. Good to see you. Coffee on the porch time. Something's out of tune there. That as well. Oh, I should have tuned before I came on. That's better. Hi, y'all. Good to see you. It's Coffee on the Porch. My name is Eric Folkerth. I have taken to introducing myself again because we are here on Substack, as opposed to Facebook Live, where we used to hang out all the time. But we are now here, and we're getting really nice response here. It's exactly as I hoped it would be in terms of our regular Coffee on the Porch crowd joining us here, and some new folks on Substack joining us here, and a lot of interaction. Hope you are with us live, and I hope you can leave some comments. Always love to have your comments and your conversations. Good to see you. So this is called Coffee on the Porch. It's a live stream about spirituality, music, politics, life, everything kind of wrapped up together. This is where you are. You are now coming to us. I am coming to you, and you are seeing it here on Substack. This is our new home, and we are here every Tuesday morning at 9:30. And if you subscribe on Substack, as most of you here are, you get a little email right at 9:30, and you can click right on that, and it's pretty slick, and it helps you remember to be here. But if you want a little nudge ahead of time, we send text reminders about send text reminders about 30 minutes ahead of the show. So if you'd like a text nudge ahead of the actual URL, sign up for the text reminders. Just hit that QR code and it'll lead you right there, and you can get a text reminder to join us. All right, let me say hi to folks because you're here quick today. Good morning, Jonathan Cole Morrison, Jacqueline Vicenta. Good morning. Oh, Joan. Hey, Joan, my old dear friend Joan. Stephanie Pruitt. Good morning, Nancy Bryant, joining us from Colorado. Good morning to the Burgers in Plano. Good morning, Fred Lynch, David Dean. David, is that my friend David Dean over on Swiss? Or a different David Dean? Good morning, Peg Davis. It was good to see you a few weeks back in the real world. Good morning, Carol Ann. Howdy, says Michael Wesley. Good morning, Cat Bird. Good morning, Sherwood. Hello to all, says both Cat and Carol Ann. Joan Humphreys says morning. Thank you. I'm going to read this out loud. This is very kind. Jonathan Cole Morrison says this. Good morning, Eric. It's wonderful to see that neither time nor our current political environment has in any way diminished your passion for social justice. God bless you and your lovely family, from whom you've always derived so much of your strength. Thank you. Thank you very kindly for that. Good morning, Janie Henderson. Different. Oh, yeah, the other David Dean. Good to see you, buddy. I know who you're talking about. Yeah, I know who you are. Good morning, Stephanie Pruitt from Alabama, our new Alabama friend. We're adding more states. We almost always have people from, let me see, Illinois, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Washington State, Colorado, and a bunch of people from Texas. So if you're joining us from a different state or a new state, we'd love you to just tell us where you are. That's kind of fun. So let's get right to it, shall we? Let's get right to it, because you show up quick here. That's another thing I like about Substack is you guys are here quick. On Facebook, we used to kind of have to wait. I was kind of stalling at the start sometimes. But the first thing we do is we ask ourselves this important question. And this is going to be not just the question on our floor right now, but a little bit later, I'm going to be talking about keeping track of our souls and how we do that. Now, see, every now and then stuff goes wrong behind the scenes. You don't need to even know. But how's your soul? How you doing? Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. I mean, really do that. Take a deep breath in and out. I'll blow not into the microphone, but away from it, hopefully. Get yourself a big mug of whatever it is that you drink. This is the official Coffee on the Porch mug. Available online if you wish. We're going to give the proceeds away. I don't know. Did we decide where we're going to give that? We need to give the proceeds away. Oh, what's in my cup? I'm going to hope that's either a bug or a coffee ground, and I do not have time to figure out which. I'm forging ahead today, y'all. Pouring a big mug because there's a lot going on. Take a deep breath. Take a sip. Take a sip of whatever it is that is your morning drink. And join us here as we take a little Coffee on the Porch break. And we ask the question, how is your soul? See, if you get the Coffee on the Porch mug, this is what you look at. Well, if you're right-handed. How is your soul? Maybe I should make a left-handed version. You look at this, you take a sip, and you're forced to ask yourself the question, how am I? How am I doing? Am I good? Taking a few big swigs here. Am I good? Is everything as okay as it can be in my world? Seriously, ask yourself that question. And then leave a comment. That's the point. Leave a comment in the comment section. Some of you are already doing that. I'm going to noodle on the guitar for a minute. Man, it feels like that's sounding pretty good today. What's going on in your life? What's going on in the lives of those you love? How are you coping in these times? If you're weary, say that. Go ahead. That's why we're here. Take a little break, get a little renewal. I just broke a string. Dang it. Oh, that's never happened live. Ha 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 ha. Even the guitar is too tense this morning, y'all. Well, you're gonna get a moment more to. Oh, I'm so disappointed because the tone on the Santa Cruz is just perfect for what I'm about to play. Oh, it's so disappointing. Well, I've kind of known that I should change those strings for a while. Let me pick up the trusty Taylor and retune it as you continue. Keep saying your thoughts. If you bang on those strings long enough, they eventually break. Even the guitar is feeling the tension of this time. This will be all right. It's not as loud. It's not as full a sound. It's a different sound. Let me just make sure this is okay. Oh, no. Oh, so professional. Tuning. There we go. That'll be all right. I see your comments already, and I can tell this song is going to be the song for the day. All right, let me move you away, Santa Cruz. Let me keep you close, Taylor. All right, y'all. Let me see what you're saying. Let me run it back. Thank you for your comments. The comments always help us get going in terms of what we're thinking about, how you are, how we are as people. Let me get the coffee. I need coffee for this. Stephanie Pruitt. We already read that. You're coming from Alabama. Peg Davis says this. I'm better. A small personal breakthrough. Excellent. I'm happy to see that. Michael Wesley says this, and this is a big deal because Michael, I know, as a chronically hopeful person. You are. Michael says this, I am exhausted. However, while I may collapse, I will never lie down. Good job, Michael. I love that. Stephanie says this, that she is weary, so very weary. And yes, Nancy, you have correctly guessed the song that is coming. Correct. Thank you, Nancy. I've played, how many times have I played that song? So, but it fits, doesn't it? Yeah, that's what's coming in just a minute. Catbird says this, my soul is weary, sad about all that is happening in the world and dealing with my grief alone as all my friends have abandoned me. I'm really, really sorry to hear that, Cat. That's very, very disappointing. Hello, Larry. Larry just says hi. And Larry, I know that there's a lot behind that hi. We're continuing to pray for you as the long time, those of you who join us long time know, Larry's wife, Sherry, they would join us together from Colorado, and Sherry recently died quite quickly. Unexpected. And so, Larry, we're with you. We're still with you. We really are. Jonathan says this, my colleague and friend, the challenges never seem to cease, but through the good people at Castle Rock FUMC, we keep going. This is how I feel, buddy. Man, you got to get this is a part of why a faith community that aligns with your values is important in a time like this, because you can keep each other going. You really can. You can uplift each other in these times. I know, I popped an A string, Bobby. Who does that? That may be the first time in my life that string has popped. I'm sorry I got pulled off sides by that funny comment. I mean, who does that? I don't know. Me, I guess. Faith communities community, real world community is so important right now still. It really is. And so Jonathan is experiencing that at Castle Rock FUMC. So happy to hear that. We are too. We are too. Wayman Hinson has joined. Welcome to see you. Does Taylor Swift play a Taylor guitar? I think she does. I think she has some Taylors. Stephanie says this, struggling so much, not only with the current political environment, but also with learning and understanding how my church is too involved with the current administration. Also, dealing with my 3-year-old's new type 1 diabetes diagnosis. Ooh. First off, Stephanie, very sorry for that. That's that kind of family change is a big deal. It is. So big prayers for you and your son and your family as you walk through that, as certainly in this time. In terms of dealing with your church, I'm really sorry to hear that as well. I'm unsurprised, as there are far too many Christian nationalist churches out there, and it is hard to engage with politics and social justice and also stay independent of politics, of political systems, to not be wedded together in a nationalistic way. And as you are saying, far too many churches are doing that, and it is unhealthy for them. And it is not good for our nation either, in either direction. So I'm very sorry for that. I have written a couple of essays in the last few months on this issue and urging people to the extent they can, and I know you're in Alabama, so it may be challenging to find a church that more aligns with your values. Our values are not always the first thing we are looking for in a church. We look for a youth program or choir, pretty music, beautiful music, not just pretty, but we look for these kind of things. Good preaching, hopefully, we look for. Oh, where our friends go. We do that too. And so our own personal values are sometimes way down that list, but there comes time when that becomes important. And now I think is one of those seminal times, touchstone moments where that dissonance can bite a bit. And it sounds like that's what's going on with you. So big prayers. Let me know anything I can do from here to help. Good morning, Linda Waring, joining us from Ohio. Welcome. Good to see you. Good morning, Joan. Joan says, all is well with my soul. A few broken strings, but keep it in tune. Yeah. Don't we all have a few broken strings right now? Good morning, Liz. Rick and Liz say hi from the shores of Lake Livingston. Rick is laughing about the A string. I know, y'all. So the guitarists in the room are noting, normally if you break a string, you break one of the higher strings. The lower strings, it is funny. The lower strings are super thick. This A string, it never breaks. I've never broken one in my life. But honest to God, these strings have been on the guitar for, I'm not going to tell you, a long time. And I just they feel so good when they've been on for a while. Oh, it's just such a whole body experience when you've broken in some strings. It's like a baseball glove, you know? And they don't sound as good. They lose some of their brightness and sound the longer they stay on, but man, they feel good. So I just haven't. Also, I need some guitar wax. I've been waiting to get some wax to clean the Santa Cruz up and then put on some new strings. So I keep waiting. Well, guess what? It's getting new strings without the wax today. Stephanie says, yep, this is where we are for sure. Big prayers. Good morning, Janet Thomas, joining us from scenic Washington. I hope it's a little cooler in Washington than it is elsewhere in the nation. Peg Davis says, Ari, the broken A string. Well, we always knew you were a unique talent. I don't know. I honestly, it's funny. It is funny. You never know what's going to happen here on Coffee on the Porch, do you? Thank you all for sharing where you are. I want to call out our old friend Paula. I really need to check in with Paula. I'm very concerned about her from Chicago. Paula often joins us and we have not seen her in a while. So I'm going to be checking in with her, and any of y'all who know her from Coffee on the Porch, y'all feel free to check in with Paula as well, please. How is my soul? Thank you for sharing how yours is. Well, I'm going to talk about that, I suppose, a bit later. I do mainly just want to express some joy about things going on at church. Summertime at Kessler Park, UMC, is camp time. We run a series of day camps, and this is our Pied Piper of Children's Ministry, Pastor Kay Ash on the right, and some of the kids doing a, oh, come on, staff, you know I'm online here now. Let me turn on my Do Not Disturb. This is Kay running one of our day camps this week. This was maybe last week or the week before. And so those are going on. This week is Animal Camp. We'll have lots of camp pictures and videos coming. Grateful for our ministry and connection with neighborhood kids in the summer. We continue our weekly vigils at ICE Dallas headquarters. This is the headquarters of ICE in the Dallas area, where their offices and attorneys and staff are. This is where they bring people. Once they put them into custody, they hold them here before sending them elsewhere. And so we have had a clergy vigil out in front of ICE headquarters for the past month and a half or so. I need everybody to understand we are going to change the time. We have changed the time. We're now going to be there from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. every Monday, not 10 to noon, but 8 to 10. There are two very good reasons for that. One is that we have noticed there's simply more activity earlier in the morning. People show up at 8 and they get in line, and there's more folks there then. And some of them are done by 10 by the time we've arrived. But also it's freaking hot. And so we're going to be nice to ourselves and hopefully be more effective by getting out there a little earlier. So those vigils continue, and come and join a vigil soon. If you're in Dallas, it is clergy led. We are certainly welcome. You're certainly welcome to come and join us. I do kind of want to be sure you understand that it's a prayer vigil, not a social justice action. We are not at this point attempting to shut down ICE at this point. But we are trying to have a consistency of witness every week. Good morning again. Are you back a second time, Linda? Good morning. Good to see you. My writing for the week is going to lead us straight into some of the stuff we're going to talk about today. I just want to highlight these things here also on Substack. If you hunt back through When EF Talks, I wrote an essay last week titled More Attacks on the United Methodist Church. It says this in part: over the years, religious conservatives have tried to destroy the United Methodist Church through various means. Manipulation of the national media, then an impressively painful, divisive coup from within, and now we learn through the power of the federal government itself to silence and intimidate our social witness. It's time to name it all, and that's why I'm writing today. This came after news broke that the federal government A congressional committee has sent a letter to 200 plus NGOs, non-governmental organizations, social service agencies, churches, many organizations across the country, demanding to know what federal funds they have used to help immigrants. This isn't, again, a part of the witch hunt. I don't know any other way to describe it than a witch hunt. This is a part of the witch hunt of the federal government against those who are living out our faith. Our faith calls us to love all people. All means all. There's no qualifier at the end of that. All means everybody. And so our faith calls us to live that out. And that means helping and loving immigrants. Good morning, Nancy Kelly. And so the federal government, it's a form of intimidation, 100%, has sent a letter to several United Methodist groups, to our Council of Bishops, and to our General Board of Global Ministry, which is the group that worldwide does ministry with others. Programs that work with migrants, 100%. Food programs, water programs, malaria nets, everything we're doing nationwide, that's the group that does it, the General Board of Global Ministry. And this congressional committee has asked for lists. They want to know. They want to investigate where that money is going. So it's not going to help illegal immigrants. To be clear, the biblical mandate does not tell us to limit our ministry to legal immigrants. God's call, our faith, allowable under the First Amendment, is to love people, period. End of sentence. And so that's what we're doing, and they don't like it. So, and it's not just us, as I said, it's dozens and dozens. If you belong to a different denomination that does work with immigrants, your denomination likely also got a letter last week. But I'm focusing on our own, and I go back and I talk about how harassment has been going on for 50 years. We need to understand this, that more progressive and moderate Christians, and it's both progressive and moderate, have been attacked by people trying to undercut our witness for 50 years. It's true, and it's documentable. And so that's what this essay does, is go back and look at that. I also wrote a second essay. What is this one? Oh, this one was before the war got launched. And it's titled Presidents Lie About War. And we're going to come back to this in just a minute. But time and again, I say, in about 15 to 20 year cycles, some new American presidents promises swift and decisive action against foreign enemies far away. That is what is happening again right now. Donald Trump, the clueless narcissist who pretends to create his own reality field, ignoring the true facts in almost every political calculation, promises swift action in Iran. He is most certainly lying. Why? Because presidents lie about war. It doesn't matter who they are, Democratic or Republican. It doesn't matter if you loved them or hated them. They always oversell how easy and quick, especially bombing, will be. And it happens time and time and time again. And so I go back and I remind us about this, particularly, and these lies have a cost. The cost is the growing distrust that our own people have in the words of leaders, all leaders. It is corrosive to society when presidents lie about war, and then when people die or are maimed or elsewhere. So I wrote about that this week as well. And then, of course, the president did bomb Iran. And so I changed my sermon overnight. Happened Saturday night. And by Sunday morning, the title of my sermon is "You're in Your Right Mind to Believe in Peace, Not War." you're in your right mind to believe in peace, not war. A sermon after the bombing of Iran. And we're going to talk about all of that. I'm going to pretty much tell you what I said in the sermon in just a minute. But before I do that, I think I would like to play this song. Whoops. I'm having trouble with my behind the scenes. This is a song that I have not done in a while, but seems to fit. Good morning, Roxanne. Good morning, Peter Sikowski. Welcome to you all here on Coffee on the Porch. All the stuff happening to immigrants, all the stuff happening to the trans and LGBTQ community. Women's rights going away, and now war. It's a lot. And in the midst of it, real human suffering that we see around us and that we try to somehow respond to. This old song's coming back to me, friends. Doctor, my eyes have seen the years and the slow parade of fears without crying. Now I want to understand. I have done all that I could to see the evil and the good without hiding. You must help me if you can. Doctor, my eyes, tell me what is wrong. Was I unwise to leave them open for so long? 'Cause I have wandered through this world as each moment has unfurled. I've been waiting to awaken from these dreams. People go just where they will. I never noticed them until I got this feeling that it's later than it seems. Doctor, my eyes, tell me what you see. I hear their cries. Just say if it's too late for me. Doctor, my eyes, I cannot see the sky. Is this the price for having learned how not to cry? The great Jackson Browne, y'all. Doctor My Eyes. I mean, that's a song that just comes back, doesn't it? Every few years. It's a good idea to play that one again. And it just can feel overwhelming, yes? I mean, we're blinded by everything we see, by the suffering of this world, by the intentional harm and lack of compassion, by our own government, by the foolish decisions that make us less safer, especially related to war. All of this. It's a lot. It's a lot. So I think I want to play this next song, which I played Sunday in church. I'm just going to play 2 songs in a row here, and then we'll talk. How we doing? Yeah, this is good. This is from the great David Wilcox, and I want to talk about this song in a minute. This song is 12, 20, 36 years old. It's almost 40 years old. Wow. And it keeps coming back to me. Every time we're in a new war or new bombing, I think of this song from the great David Wilcox. And I used to play it a lot live during the Iraq and Afghanistan wars. Thank you, Larry. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that from you. Let me get another swig of coffee before I play this. There's no far away. There is no more far away. Oh, I gotta play it right. I was confusing the Dr. My Eye chord structure with this. There's no far away. There is no more far away. Ah, these dreams of the Wild West, they'll lead us astray. There is no more far away. When the war had gone on too long, and those crowds said the troops should come home. Home is this blue planet spinning alone, and the troops had never been gone. 'Cause there's no far away. There is no more far away. Ah, these dreams of the Wild West, they'll lead us astray. There is no more far away. When the missiles are waiting to fly, they'll rip right through some innocent sky. And if we pull out our 6 guns like the sheriff on high, it's not just the bad guys who'll die. Ah, these changes cannot be denied. We live close to the world's other side, and that can save us or kill us. It's time to decide, but the past is no safe place to hide, 'cause there's no far away. There is no more far away. Ah, Ah, these dreams of the Wild West, they'll lead us astray. There is no more far away. Now vengeance never dies with the dead, despite what those generals said. And this oil slick of blood across an ocean can spread and poison our own wells instead. 'Cause there's no far away. There is no more far away. Ah, these dreams of the Wild West, they'll lead us astray. There is no more far away. Yeah, the dreams of the Wild West will lead us astray. There is no more far away. Nancy Bryant up in Foco, Colorado says, I love that phrase, the innocent sky. Yeah, the sky is innocent. The earth is innocent, right? We people aren't, but man, the world sure is, and the world is what suffers. The environment, this blue planet we live on. Look, the fundamental, let me tell you the story of this song and how long I've been singing it. And how maddening it is to sing it again and still have it be the perfect song. David Wilcox wrote this song before the Kuwaiti War, the U.S. invasion and the world invasion of Kuwait to repel the previous invasion by Saddam Hussein. He wrote that song then. And it was then, I just want you all to remember this, and think about what's happened since in our world during these last almost 40 years. It was then that he wrote this song, the lines, vengeance never dies with the dead, despite what the generals said. And this oil slick of blood across an ocean can spread and poison our own wells instead. A little more than a decade later, Osama bin Laden and Al-Qaeda would be plowing planes into the World Trade Center. I am not blaming us for that. I'm not blaming America for that. But I am absolutely willing to say that what we do has an effect on others. And invasions and military might and military occupations have a cost. They have a cost. They have a cost internally to America in lives lost, in modern period, in lives maimed, because we've learned how to save bodies. Our battlefield mass units are 1,000 times better than they used to be, so we can save bodies. But, oh, by the way, they won't have legs or arms, and their brains may be battered. So we have a generation maimed by the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. And we have a continuing footprint all over the world and seething anger toward America because of it. It is a lie. George Bush was lying when he said they hate our freedom. They don't hate our freedom. They hate our bombs. They hate our occupations. They hate the humiliation that comes when we denigrate their religion and their culture, and when we instead use military might instead of negotiation. And so I try to make all these points in the sermon on Sunday, which is part of what I'm saying here, that you are in your right mind to believe in peace and not war. That's what Jesus would want. Jesus would want us to believe in peace and not war. And I reminded the world we have just launched an unjust war, or at least unjust missiles. And I say that because I happen to believe in a just war theory. I really do. I'm not a pacifist. I have so much respect for genuine Christian pacifists. I really do. Do I know Blue Boat Home? I do. I believe it's very popular among UUs. I believe, wasn't it written by Peter Mayer? I think. It's a Peter Mayer song. He's a songwriter friend. I think it was. He has a song like that, and I believe it is his song, and I believe he's pretty proud that it's in the UU hymnal now, I believe. Yes? I believe that's right. Anyway, I'm not a pacifist. I'm not a strict pacifist. World War II, clearly a war of aggression that called for a response. Yes, it did. Kuwait, David Wilcox wrote this song. I was not a fan of that war, but I could also not deny that it fit the justification of just war theory, which says if a country is invaded, yes, they have the right to defend themselves. And it also says that what you do should be proportional to what has been done to you. It's almost like the golden rule in a kind of a weird war-y way, battle-y way. And so that's roughly what happened in Kuwait. Kuwait was invaded. That invasion was repelled back to the line of Iraq. The Hawks were so frustrated that Saddam Hussein was not taken out. They seethed about that for 15 years till they took Saddam Hussein out. And now, as Nancy is pointing out, we wouldn't be in this mess if Trump hadn't pulled us at U.S. out of the Obama-era JCPOA. Yes, diplomacy was working. Diplomacy had worked in the time of Obama, in the time of Trump 1.0, and it was working now. And we are in this mess because Donald Trump ignored and ripped up that agreement. 100% that is true. And so just war theory says if you have a diplomatic solution, you must take the diplomatic solution instead of war. That's what it says. And once again, America has not done this. We didn't do this in Iraq, and we didn't do it now. I think Afghanistan is a tricky in-between thing because Osama bin Laden clearly was in Afghanistan when it started. The 20-year war that ensued there seems like that was, no pun intended, overkill. But there are times where war is justified. Now is not that time because there were diplomatic solutions. And Netanyahu is just freaking lying to the world. And apparently our president has believed him. And Christian just war theory, Christians must stand up against this and say, this is not justified. This is simply not justified. It is not a moral decision in any morality other than understanding preemption, which, man, if you want to get into preemption, if that's where we want to go, look out, because pretty much every country on earth would love to preempt the United States. They would love to preempt us. That is a road we as a nation do not want to go down. Thank you. Thank you, Nancy, for that clarification of when we pulled out of that agreement. And Biden had brought us back to the table. I believe that is now a correct, helpful correction. So on Sunday, we talked about this. I'm just going to say a few more things about the war, the attack, whatever it is that we're in now. It's an act of war, the act of war that we have engaged in toward Iran. that you are not, this is the title that I picked for Sunday, and I just want to say it to you all again. You're in your right mind to believe in peace and not war. You're in your right mind. Good morning, Trina Barnett. Welcome. You are in your right mind to believe in peace, to believe in democratic, negotiated solutions when they are possible. You are in your right mind to believe that our government itself has failed to do this many times, sadly, over the past 30, 40 years, 50, 60 years, maybe longer than that, but several times in our modern period. You are right to believe that. You're not crazy. It is not crazy to disbelieve the idea that a military solution will work. And on Sunday, we had the gospel lesson from the Gospel of Luke about the Gerasene demoniac. That's the name of the guy. The story, it's a very bizarre little story about a guy who is possessed by a group of demons, not just one, but just tons roiling through his head, these voices. He's so consumed that he's naked and living in the cemetery, it says. Now, I have a pretty good hunch that this man likely was suffering from some sort of mental illness. That's my hunch. I don't deny the possible existence of demons, but I also know that mental health, going to a therapist, getting medication, as I have done in both cases, is very helpful. So this is not a pray out the demons and ignore your mental health story. But it is the way the story is told. And I want us to focus on the way the story is told, because Jesus approaches this guy and Jesus says, "What is your name?" He's asking the man what his name is. And the demons answer him, and they say, "Our name is Legion." Legion. Friends, the people of Jesus' day would have immediately understood a common use of that word. Legion in Jesus' time was a garrison of Roman soldiers. The Roman legion. You've heard that before, yes? I assure you with 100% certainty that Luke, who is a brilliant writer, wrote that word on purpose. Our name is Legion. We are meant to make that connection between the insanity of demonic possession and the insanity of war and military solutions. We are meant to understand that. That is why the name is Legion. So if you are, and then the end of the story is crazy. I mean, it sounds like something out of The Last of Us. Jesus prays over the man. The spirits of the legion come out of the man and they go into a bunch of pigs, poor pigs, and the pigs rush over the side of the hill and die. Crazy. And then the man is clothed and just sitting there in his right mind, it says, in his right mind. And it says the townspeople come and they look at this man and they see that he is in his right mind. Now, are they thankful? Do they say to Jesus, "Hey, Jesus, unbelievable, thank you for healing this guy"? No, they do not. They look at Jesus and say, "Oh my God, who are you? Get out of here, dude. Get out of here, please. Will you get out of here?" They blame Jesus. They don't blame the demons. They don't blame the man. Thankfully, they don't blame the pigs, bad pigs. No, they don't say that. They blame Jesus, the one who brings a right mind to the situation, and they tell him to leave their town. Wow. There's so much about this little story, isn't there? The crowds, we as a society, we don't know what to do with being in our right mind. we are so used to crazy talk, to crazy town, that when someone speaks a truth of peace and love and compassion and justice, as Jesus did over and over and over, when someone provides a healing that puts this person in their right mind, the response of the crowd is, "Get the hell out of here. What are you?" They don't blame the demon even. They blame Jesus. Crazy. That's crazy. So friends, you are not crazy. You are in your right mind to believe in peace, not war. You are in your right mind. The world will tell you you are crazy, but you, I promise you, are in your right mind. You are following the path of Jesus. That does not mean that conflicts will not happen. That is why just war theory exists, because we understand Reinhold Niebuhr, the great Protestant theologian of almost 100 years ago now, was a deep proponent of this and reminded us that, yes, there are tyrants. We're experiencing it right now. In our country, we are the tyrants. We are the empire. We are the legion of our own culture. So it's you are in your right mind to believe in peace, to believe in that spirit that I think comes from God, which calls us to do the hard thing, to love our enemies, to not hate them, to find solutions that are not war-based, but diplomacy-based. You're in your right mind. You're not crazy. Let me read some of the things you're saying. Stephanie Pruitt says this: "Yes, as a historian, it drives me insane when we leave out the historical context that the Bible encapsulates." Stephanie, there's no question in my mind. It's beyond credulity. If we don't ask ourselves, how will the original people, how would they have heard this? Not just how we. That word legion is there for a reason. Because Luke is a brilliant writer. Luke was a brilliant writer, the Gospel of Luke writer. Trina says this: "Enjoyed you. Too bad we can't have a sit down. Wishing you well and the best." Well, reach out anytime you wish, Trina. Please feel free to. I'm glad it's helpful. It's easy to feel crazy. And if you are in a very red, Trumpist, nationalistic part of our country, it's very easy to feel alone. I get that. But you are not crazy to believe in peace. I promise you, even in a time of war. Friends, I want to make one more point before we go, and that is that we've got to do normal things. Like this little check-in that we do here every week. This is a normal thing. So I hope you'll come back. I hope you'll send your friends. It does seem to be meaningful to people. I had a conversation this week with an activist friend who I won't name, but I don't know that she minds me naming her. And we were talking about a different issue, but she was talking about she'd been to a party recently, just a party. And she'd posted a selfie pic with herself and some friends with food and drink and, kind of the selfie pic. And some other activists that she knows just slammed her. So how can you post that picture at a time like this? At the beginning of the hour, we named off, war, immigration, women's rights, LGBTQ rights, the rule of law, all of these things coming at us. How can you post a picture at a time like that? And my answer to that is, how can you not? We have to continue to do normal things. We really do. We have to continue to do normal things in our world. There is a great line from Naomi Klein's new book, most recent book, Doppelganger, where a guy had read some of her thoughts, and she had started this by saying, and this is how I often feel, that she feels like the things she says often stir people up. and she feels bad about that. I often feel that way to talk about social justice, the environment, all these things. I feel like it's bringing bad news to people. But this guy had read her work and said, no, it's the opposite. He said, when I read people telling the truth, it's actually calming to me because he didn't say it this way, but because I know I'm not crazy. I know I'm not crazy. And then he said this line, which is gold. He said, calm is a form of resistance. Calm is a form of resistance. Remaining calm, doing the things that center us. For we Christians, praying, being at church, connecting with God, but also doing whatever it is in your life that brings you calm and normal. Going to a party, seeing your friends, connecting in the real world, those things are so important. And so this week, I spent a little time of my own at our lake house. My wife is still there, relaxing. And this is a centering place for us. We have crossvine growing out there that I took from the Garden Cafe. I was given from the Garden Cafe. If you know the Garden Cafe, they have these arches that look just like this. And as you can see on that right arch, our crossvine's beginning to grow. Little hopeful thing happening out there. I'm going to take that for the win. But I want to talk to you about what I was doing when the act of war happened, when Trump shot off those bombs. At that very moment, this is where I was. This is not a joke. This is true. I was out on the lake Saturday sunset time on the kayak. Because calm is a form of resistance. Roxanne says she's writing that down. Man, isn't that good? Isn't that good? And last night, I stopped doom scrolling and I went on my typical Deep Ellum walk. I walked through Deep Ellum. I walked to Deep Ellum from our neighborhoods all the way. It's a 5 to 6 mile round trip. It's good though. You go through neighborhoods. It's quiet. It's peaceful. And during the week, Deep Ellum's super peaceful. It's a beautiful place to be, I think. So I saw the Smiths, Josh and Amanda, and said hi to them. They were on the street getting a concert ready. But you got to do your normal things. Go on a walk. Get in a boat. Go see a sunset. Hug a friend. Have dinner with a friend. Come here and be renewed. Come to church. Come see us at Kessler Park. Whatever you need to do those normal things. Remaining calm is a form of resistance. I have an essay about this that's actually a Christmas essay, and I'll post that link actually it's over on my Facebook if you want to find it there. I posted it this morning. So I hope this is helpful. I hope this is all good. You're not crazy to believe in peace. You're not crazy to believe in these crazy words of Jesus. Understand that the crowds will always be anxious about healing, even. Paradoxically. The crowd tries to get Jesus to go away when he heals this guy. It's an insane moment, really, but it's true. This is where we were today. We did 2 songs. I had them in the wrong order. Oh, let me read this in a minute, Jonathan. We did Dr. My Eyes from the great Jackson Browne, and we reminded ourselves that there is no far away. There is no elsewhere, other place. Come see us at Kessler Park. We have a lot of kids and families coming. We have a lot of visitors that keep coming. Our attendance is doing super well this summer, really surprisingly. I have a new CD that's out, which I would love for you to listen to. Would love for you to find it on your streaming service or order one from my website. I think there are many songs on this record which could be inspiring to you in these challenging times. I knew that this challenging time was coming, and that's why I put it out last fall. And I think there's several songs of resistance and calm that might help you out. Be reminded again that you can get the text message reminders if you wish, which will nudge you at roughly 9 o'clock in the morning that we are going to be on at 9:30. And as Bobby is pointing out, there's 32 on right now. There have been more than that. People come and go during the hour. But not just that, many of you are watching the replay. Hundreds are watching it. It's clearly a larger audience than was on Facebook, so success. Jonathan Cole Morrison says this: as we move into the season of ordinary time, lean into prayer as our ability to be present for those in need. It has no earthly bounds and allows us to offer care to anyone, anytime, anywhere, anytime. Thank you. Yes. That's why, Jonathan, we've called our actions at ICE headquarters here in Dallas a prayer vigil, not a protest, because we're trying to lean on that truth that you've just spoken. Yes. Bobby says, great pep talk. Thank you very much. Thank you to all of you for being here. It helps me to be here. It helps center me, certainly, every week. These are challenging times. They're not going to get any better right away. But calm is a form of resistance. Showing up here. Share this with your friends, please. Tell everybody to come and join us at 9:30 Central Time on Tuesdays. We'll be here every week to talk about whatever's happened in the week, to ask you how your soul is, and to reconnect. If you're in the Dallas area and are looking for a church, come see us at Kessler Park in North Oak Cliff, kpumc.org. All right, y'all. God bless you and keep you until next week. Hope you're blessed and as calm as we can be in these challenging times. God bless. Bye-bye.